Alright, so they announced a couple of new Monarch cards. I have two of them right here, Caius the Mega Monarch and Grudge of the Monarchs. Two very good cards that are just going to make Monarch decks way better. Caius the Mega Monarch, I didn't know if they were actually going to make a Caius or not because like they made all the other Monarchs and then Caius came out way later and it looked like they were only going to be making mega versions of the original Monarchs. But it looks like we get Caius now, so maybe we'll get the Light Monarch and the other Dark Monarch, but those don't really matter. Caius is the good one. Caius is the best Monarch by far because of his ability to banish cards. This one right here, you can banish two cards. Actually, let me just read it out. This card can be tributed by tributing one tribute summon monster you control. When this card is tribute summoned, target one card on the field. Banish that target, then inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. If the banished card is a dark monster, banish all monsters of the same name from its controller's hand, deck, extra deck, and graveyard. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a dark monster, it gains the following effect. You can banish two cards instead. That's awesome. Too bad the banished card has to be dark for you to banish all the cards of the same name. If it wasn't, that would be awesome. That would shut down so many decks. I mean, actually that does already shut down Burning Abyss, so yeah, that's awesome. Banishing all the cards from their deck, hand, graveyard, and extra deck. Basically everywhere that the card can go besides being removed from play gets removed from play, as long as it's dark. And if you tribute a dark type monster, which is pretty easy with Ghost Tricks, you get to banish two cards instead. That's really good. The other one, Grudge of the Monarchs. Reveal one monster in your hand that has 1000 defense and either 2400 attack or 2800 attack. Add one Monarch spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, except Grudge of the Monarchs. You can only activate one Grudge of the Monarch per turn. Basically, finally a way to actually search out the Monarch support spell and trap cards. There are three really good targets with this one. I can't remember the names of all of them. The Soul Exchange one, the one that allows you to tribute monsters on your opponent's turn, and the one that allows you to search out Monarchs whenever you normal summon a Monarch. Those three cards are all really good, but the biggest problem with running them is not being able to search them out not being able to search out any of them reliably. And this pretty much just takes care of that problem very well. You just need to have a Monarch in your hand, and if you're playing a Monarch deck, you should have at least one in your hand. It'd be a little bit better if you didn't have to have one in your hand, but it's still really good, a way to search out those cards. So these two cards right here are going to make Monarch decks a little bit better. Probably still not viable for high level play, but definitely tier 2 material.